What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Thought Experiment Podcast with your hosts, J40 and Sickly. Hope you guys had an awesome time. Fun fact, though. Well, not fun fact, but surprise. We got a vlog coming up. So hopefully you guys saw it before this video came out. Right? Yeah. So probably see it before the video came out. Definitely. So let us know what you guys thought.
Definitely.
Other than that, bro.
What's up?
Tripping on some shit I fucking saw this morning.
What?
This afternoon. So, Butters, by the way, shout out to Butters, although you're still prick. He put me on game with some video he saw, right? I think it was by Mr. Balo? I don't fucking know. So basically, it's like, oh yeah, it's about some serial killer dude, and blah blah blah. He goes, just watch it. And I was like, all right, cool. He sends me the link, and it starts off. Basically, it's some girl that was working at a coffee shop, right? And I guess the coffee shop gets robbed, and the employee goes the next day to go open up the coffee shop, and the coffee shop's open. So they're like, what the fuck, why is it open? The girl before had to close up. So they look in there and they see that they got robbed, and they see that the girl's missing. So they call the cops. Cops roll up, look up the security tapes, and worst fucking security tapes ever, because dude, all they do is catch the girl. So it shows the girl, like, I guess serving coffee to whoever it was. Like, they don't show who it is. I guess the camera's only pointed into the coffee shop, not outside of it. So it's pointed into the coffee shop, so it shows her, serving up the coffee or whatever. And then out of nowhere, like, she does this, like she's all scared and terrified and shit. So it looks like I may have it confused, but I think she turns off the lights, and then she grabs like a fuck ton of cash out of the register and hands it to the person. So you see the arm stick out, gets the cash, and then out of nowhere the person reaches in, like half their body you see, like, and because it's so potato quality, right, you hardly see, like, you could barely tell that it's a dude, like, reaches in and ties her up, and then, like, you can't really see what's going on after that because of how dark it is and the potato quality of the video. So they hit up the parents or whatever and the family members of this girl, and the dad's like, well, I got a text message from her boyfriend saying that she was going to go out with her friends after work for a few days. And they were like, what the fuck, really? And they're like, yeah. So they hit up the boyfriend, and the boyfriend's like, yeah, she texted me saying that, look. So show text messages, and I'm like, what the fuck? So it's already fishy, it doesn't match up how this girl's going to go ahead and say, hey, I'm going out with my friends for a few days, but yet there's clear evidence in the video that homegirl got kidnapped, So they're looking for a dude, and then I guess they get a note or a call saying, like, hey, they want $60,000 for her to be turned in alive. So the FBI gets involved. I guess, I didn't know this, but I guess when it's like a kidnapping and they're asking for ransom, I guess the FBI gets involved in situations like that. So they tell them, like, hey, you know what? Don't give them the 60 G's. Just deposit some of the money. I don't know how much it was, but deposit some of the money, and see. We'll see where it gets pulled out from. We'll go over there and we'll nab them. So that's what the dad does. He deposits money into the account, and little by little they start making withdrawals. But every time they're going, they barely miss the guy. And then when they pull up the security footage, it's some dude with a ski mask and sunglasses on that's fucking pulling out the money. And then they're like, fuck, dude, like, they don't know where the fuck, like, they can't find him. So 3 withdrawals happen in Alaska. This all happened in Alaska, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned it. And then out of nowhere, dude, they get a withdrawal in New Mexico. They get one in New Mexico, and I think they get one in Louisiana, and I think they even get one in Texas. Where they're like, what the fuck?
It's a ring.
Yeah, so they're tripping out on that shit. They're like, wait, what the fuck is going on? So the last withdrawal they get is in Texas. But they don't catch the guy, but they're able to get CCTV footage of the dude getting into a car, a white Ford Focus. But they still don't catch the guy's face. They just catch the car. So they let Texas authorities know around the area because they see what highway he turned into. So they know more or less what city he's going to be around. So they hit up the local authorities there, and they say, hey, be on the lookout for this type of car, for white Ford Focus. It's going to be around hotels or whatever. So some cop runs into that car, He lets them know, like, hey, you know what? I found a car that looks like it, but there's nobody in it yet. So they're like, all right, just wait, give it a minute. So then he sees some dude pull out of a motel, gets in the car, bones out. So he's following him and he's looking for anything to pull him over for. And in the meantime, it doesn't look like he's gonna pull him over because so far he hasn't violated the law. Until he goes 2 miles above speed limit. He fucking gets him, boom, pulls him over, asks him for his ID. He gives him his driver's license, and it's from Alaska. So he calls in like, hey, you know what? This dude that I just pulled over, he gives me an Alaska driver's license. The FBI raids the motherfucker, just snatches him up and takes him back, right? So they interview him. They're trying to interview him, and this fool goes, hey man, I'll talk. I think he asked for a Snickers, a cigarette, and some other shit. And he goes, and I'll talk. So they ask, like, hey, what happened? And he's like, no, I just happened to run into her, when I was getting some coffee, and I just thought she had to die. And they're like, what the fuck? And they're like, what? What do you mean? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, so you weren't looking for a ransom? He goes, no. He goes, I just thought I'd get something else out of it, but no, my whole intention was to kill her. I wasn't never going to give her back. And they're like, but what about the picture you sent, that she was alive? And they're like, oh no, she wasn't alive, she was dead. They're like, what? And they're like, yeah. Like the dude goes, yeah. He goes, what I did was I had her in my shed. Like, that he fucking cuffed her up, threw her in his truck, and told her, like, hey, send this text message to your boyfriend or whatever, and tell him you're gonna be away. If not, I'm gonna kill you. So the girl was terrified or whatever, so she did what he said, obviously. It's understandable. She said, oh, I'm gonna be out with my friends, blah blah blah, and I'm gonna be out, whatever. Left. So the dude takes her to his house. Takes her to his house, says, hey, jump in the back seat of the truck, lay down, I'm gonna cover you with the blanket. If you fucking move, I'm gonna kill you. Just stay there. So he says that he ended up going inside his house where his girlfriend and his daughter are at, fool. They were asleep. So they're asleep. He just went to go make sure they were asleep. Then he gets her, takes her to his shed that's detached from the house, locks it up, and blasts the radio so nobody hears her screaming or whatever. And he tells her, he goes, you know what? I'm asking for ransom for you. He goes, nothing's gonna happen to you. You'll be fine. But he fucking grabs her, gets a rope around her neck, and ties the rope, each end of the rope, to the wall, dude. So she's stuck on the wall, and she's handcuffed and shit. So she just has her I don't know if it was a couple days, I think. So he basically goes and checks again on his family, check if they're asleep or whatever, make sure that they are, and then comes back, talks to her, and she goes, so are they gonna pay the money? He goes, it looks like it. He goes, right now, don't worry about it. It looks like they're gonna do it. So he lets her loose. He takes off the noose from her neck, takes off the cuffs, and lets her go. But then what he says is that immediately after that, he just fucking manhandles her, fool, and ties her even harder, ties her hands even harder. And what he says is yeah, the look in her eyes, man, it looked like she knew she was gonna die. And I remember her saying, are you gonna kill me? He goes, yeah, I'm gonna kill you. And he goes, and not gonna lie, but that he said it's so not. There's a video of his interview. It's a 6-hour interview, and he goes, honestly, she was one of the braver ones. And they're like, braver ones? And he's like, yeah. So they let him keep on talking, and they're like, hey, so, well, how'd you kill her? And he's like, oh, I stabbed her in the back, and then I strangled her. And they're like, but what about the picture you sent to the dad? And he's like, oh, so what happened was I had to go to New Orleans that day to, I guess he was going to go take a 2-week trip with his daughter to New Orleans. So what he did was he wrapped her up in I don't know if it was cellophane, or he wrapped her up in a carpet or something, and put her in the shed. And he turned off the thermostat and all that bullshit so it could stay cold in there, so he could preserve her. And then he just double locked the shed so make sure nobody got in. Went on his trip with his little girl. Came back. Went into the shed. Mind you, the fucking body's already in there for 2 fucking weeks. He goes in the shed, unwraps her up, and then stitches her fucking eyelids open, bro. So homegirl's dead, and this fool just said, stitch the fucking eyelids open, and just stood her up against the wall, and he just held out like the current newspaper that day and just snapped a picture and sent that picture to the dad. Mind you, homegirl is dead in that picture, and it's a publicized picture. If anybody Googles it, you'll see it.
What's the name of the case? Or
the guy's name was Israel Keys.
Israel Keys.
Israel Keys. ISRAEL KEYES. And if you look at his victim one, like, yeah, it's a picture of... And, dude, in the picture you see the girl's neck, like, bruised. Like, bruised. So that's where you could tell, like, yeah, she was fucking strangled, you know?
Yeah.
Or beat the fuck up. But if you look at the picture, she looks like she could still be alive. But, dude, that fool says that, no, she goes, no, she was dead. They're like, what the fuck? And then it turns out this fool ends up admitting to, like, 11 other murders. So it turns out this guy was a type of serial killer that would kill at random. He goes, I don't have a specific victim I go after. He goes, I just go after anybody. He goes, if I'm in the mood to kill, he goes, if they happen to park at a specific spot or if they stop at a certain point, then I'm killing them, you know? And then it turns out that he hit in various parts of Alaska, and I think even in some states, he had kill kits. He called them kill kits. So whenever he saw somebody he wanted to kill, he'll go to that spot, dig up the kill kit, and use that shit to go kill that person. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's how you know this fool was fucking so meticulous and so just out of it, fool. To the point where he had kids who were like, hey, you know, this is the way I'm gonna kill one of these fools.
Like little care packages.
Yeah. Like, hey,
he probably had sheds all over the place.
Or I don't know, or maybe like, you know how people have caches?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just have like a big old tube of PVC and they bury it somewhere, and maybe he had that. I don't know. I don't really know how exact, but it was confirmed that he had kill kits.
Yeah,
because he would say where they were at, and supposedly investigators looked them up and they found kill kits.
Wow.
You know, I don't know what the contents were, but I'm assuming it's probably like rope, knife, hammer, or whatever. I doubt it was a fucking gun in there. But yeah, that supposedly he killed a person in I think it was like a national park. That he was just there, and he just got his urge, and a person just happened to be there, and he goes, fucking I'll kill this motherfucker then.
Damn.
But that his victims were at random, like it didn't look like he had, like most serial killers. Oh, I like petite women, or oh, I like Jeffrey Dahmer. I like killing young men, like young boys, not little kids, but like teenagers. You know, shit like that. John Wayne Gacy, that fool fucking like killing little kids, like infants, or children, I mean. And this motherfucker, I guess he would just kill him at random. I was like, what the fuck, bro?
Fuck, dude.
I was like, holy shit, dude. Like, I highly recommend you motherfuckers to look it up. It was astounding. But because knowing my dumbass the way I am, it fucking led me already in a rabbit hole of serial killers, which led me to another video where some motherfucker owned a pig farm with his brother, and they ended up selling like a fuck ton of the land, right? And they ended up getting millions out of that shit because they didn't even know the worth of, like, what the property was worth. So they got millions out of it. So they get paid out, and then they start being philanthropists. They start an organization of, I forgot what it was, but basically to help people out or whatever. But in reality, where their operations were, which was still in their farmland or whatever, they had like massive ragers, like massive parties full of drugs and sex and orgies and shit, all kinds of shit. But that the old slaughterhouse that they had was still there. It just wasn't operational anymore. You know, they would still throw parties in the slaughterhouse and shit. So it turns out this motherfucker, his name was Robert Picton, I think. It was Robert Picton. But this motherfucker, they called it the Piggy Palace. I think they called it the Piggy Palace. This motherfucker would get girls. I'm sorry I'm laughing. I know it's fucked up. But this would get girls that wanted to go party over there. And he'd basically take them to the slaughter part of the area or whatever and kill them there, dude. And no one fucking would know about it. Why? Because everybody was all drugged up out of their minds. Music bumping like a motherfucker. And one of his victims actually gets away from him. Bones out, goes to the cops, and she's like, this guy tried killing me or whatever. And they go to the party, and they go tell him like, hey, like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh no, like, look at her, man, like, she's a fucking whore. Like he said like that, like, you know, she's a fucking whore. She just came over here trying to crash my party, and look at me, look, I got defensive wounds, man. Like, she was trying to get at me. So they're like, all right, whatever, you know, it looks like just everybody was partying too much. We're gonna drop it and just both of you guys go your separate ways. So like they almost had him, but because it was back in the days where I guess women were not being believed or whatever, they let the motherfucker go. And because I guess they saw him as a philanthropist or something, I don't know what the fuck they did, but they let him go.
Status.
Yeah, they let him go. So this fool had some employees that I guess would help out there and shit like that.
Do you think? Sorry to interrupt, but do you think it has to do with, how they saw him as a philanthropist, right?
Oh, cheers.
Well, I already drank my shot. You know how you said they saw him as a philanthropist?
I think they saw him as a philanthropist.
And we connect a lot of crimes to poverty.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of crimes happen because of poverty.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why a lot of like upper class people get away with shit, because they're like, it doesn't make sense for you to want to commit these crimes. You're not in a desperate situation. You're not poor. You're not in a bad neighborhood. You don't need of anything. So maybe rich people get away with like serial killer shit because it's like there's no need for you to go rob somebody.
Look at American Psycho.
There's no need for you to assault people, rob a bank. You have that.
Yeah, you have all that money. What the fuck is the point of doing it?
So maybe like a rich person can get away with shit like that and be like, you think me with billions of net worth would risk that and my family legacy and my castle
over a whore?
Basically. Basically.
I'm just going by like how it was back then, that's probably what he fucking said.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking. Like maybe that's what it is. Like maybe rich people can get away with shit like that and they're like, you think I would risk my estate over a whore? Like, another thing, when you were talking about the Alaska case, whatever the fuck his name is, the asshole.
The asshole?
The Alaska asshole.
You're calling me Alaska asshole.
How cool would it be? And maybe this is a technology already out there.
Okay.
Maybe it's already out there, but I'm just trying to think. If it hasn't been invented, somebody watching this, or maybe one of us, could invent a tech that you go through old camera footage, recordings, and there's like a way to put it in today's standard of 4K Ultra HD. Because
that's almost like remakes, right?
Remix?
Like a
remake. Is that a thing already? I swear I don't know if that's a thing already.
Like a remaster, right?
But is there a such thing for like old?
I don't know if it's for old. I honestly do not know.
Or it doesn't have to be old, but look at like sometimes the CCTV footage.
It's potato quality.
It's potato quality.
Yeah.
So imagine you could take potato quality footage and run it through this like algorithm or a software, and it gives you like ultra, as if you were to shoot it with like Steven Spielberg fucking
quality cameras, yeah.
Like super ultra HD. Imagine that.
That'd actually be pretty cool.
How many cases would that help solve?
Probably a fuck ton, maybe.
Like 2?
I don't know. Think about it. Back then, there was no CCTV cameras. Like, think about the Zodiac killer. There wasn't. I don't think there was CCTV cameras back then.
That one's confusing to me, the Zodiac killer, because I heard he came out like 3 times and admitted it was him.
Really?
That's what I heard. Dude, I don't know if you remember when we went to go to San Francisco to visit my when I was barely talking to her, my girlfriend now.
Oh yeah.
And somebody brought up the Zodiac killer, and like,
no, my dumbass are probably me.
When we went to one of the piers, remember we went to the pier, and all the seafood clam chowder restaurants, and we were just walking in the group of 5. And someone brought up the Zodiac killer, and I think one of the girls was like, "Oh yeah, he came out and admitted it," but I think it's like the second time. What the fuck?
I find it weird. There was a weird documentary about supposedly some dude that said his dad was the Zodiac killer.
There you go. Yeah. And remember they tried to pin it on Ted Cruz.
Yeah, they tried to pin it on Ted Cruz. That's fucked up. Hey, bro, he looks a little fucking,
He looks a little Zodiac-y.
He looks a little Zodiac. Yeah, I don't blame him, man. For a minute, I was like, hey, man, he might be.
How do we know you're not the Zodiac killer?
How do we know you're
Imagine
not?
the burden was on the guy to prove that he wasn't.
Yeah, like,
hey, wait, can you prove you're not the Zodiac killer?
I think you gotta prove that you're not.
That's a new standard of
fucking. What a coincidence, man.
And then the judge is like, holy shit, that's true.
For real. Oh, bro, when I heard that shit, I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe they fucking throw that shit on him, bro.
And the fucking announcer in the courtroom gets all loud. Holy shit, I've never seen this attempted in court.
Oh, fuck. But back to the fucking Piggy Palace or whatever. So I guess this guy, you know, gets away with that one. Homegirl lives to live another day or fuck another day. And
Okay.
anyway,
To blow another day.
fucking slop another day.
She goes, whew, I thought I was dead. Goes through her contacts. Who can I slop?
Hey, Jared's just down the road. Oh, you fucking asshole! You almost dropped the gay Buddha.
Gay Buddha. Buddha was a gay man.
But anyways, she lives to fucking whore around another day, and the dude basically walks scot-free. And then I guess he had an employee that would help them help because he ran it with his brother. So I guess he had an employee there that would help, I guess, clean up or whatever. I don't really know what the fuck he would do. But he ends up finding like a fuck ton of women's clothes, like by the slaughterhouse, like a gang of it. And he starts finding like women's purses and shit like that. And he's like, what the fuck is this? You know, he starts tripping out. And then he sees some of them are bloodstained. And he's like, oh shit. So he goes reports it. He goes and tells him, hey, you know what? I work for this dude. And I found all this shit really suspicious. I don't know if you guys want to check it out. So the cops go check it out. And they're like, oh, fuck. Like they're like, damn, we fucked up, you know? Because they realized, like, yes, yeah, that it was true. I don't know how long it was from when the girl survived to when they actually caught him. I don't know how long it was in between. But they actually realized, like, oh, shit, I guess he is a killer. So they arrest the guy, right? Arrest him, put him in jail. But when he's in jail, they put him with a cellie. They usually don't do that. But the cellie turns out to be an undercover cop that he doesn't know about. So they're going like, oh, what are you in here for? And oh, I'm in here for this. What about you? And he goes, oh, you know, they're trying to fucking pin some murder of some couple girls on me. And he goes, really? He goes, yeah, but they don't got the real number. And he's like, what's the real number? He's like, 49. He's like, what? And he goes, what'd you say? He goes, yeah, I got 49. He goes, I killed 49 women. He goes, but they don't know that. He's like, I was trying to go there for 50, man. He goes, I'm mad at myself because I got sloppy. He goes, if I would have gotten sloppy, I would have gone for 50. He goes, that's all I wanted to do, man. He goes, I wanted to go where that one guy that was in the States. I don't know who he was talking about, but I guess there was a serial killer in the United States that I think his kill count was like 42, 43 people. I didn't look into it, but I'll look into it. But this fool fucking did it, I guess, because he wanted to kill people, but also because he wanted to beat an American serial killer.
Yeah. And
the dude was Canadian, by the way. My bad. It was in Canada. This happened in Vancouver.
Yeah, that's why he said the States.
So this happened in Vancouver. So this fool fucking goes like, hey, but you know, have they found anybody? He goes, no, they're not gonna find anybody. And he goes, why not? He goes, because I basically grounded him up. This fool ended up giving body parts mixed with pig meat to people to eat. And then the rest of it, he threw it away. So, I could only imagine. I think some of them were even charities that he gave out food to. So, just think about it. You're eating a fucking nice-ass sloppy Joe. And it turns out to have fucking Karen's nipple in that bitch.
Fuck.
Like, oh, fuck.
I was gonna say something, but I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say.
And they gaffed him up after that.
Oh, yeah, but how much of this has to do... Like, I'm not standing on my soapbox to shame nobody. Well, actually, yeah, I want to shame fucking serial killers. I'm not cool with them. But how much of it has to do with like Hollywood culture of like kind of like, you know, we boost up the stories of serial killers for the sake of like thriller movies.
But it's because I don't know, like these killings didn't happen like this year. This happened like, you know, it looks like it was like 90s, 80s maybe. That's when it looks like those murders happened.
Yeah, but
so who knows? Honestly, I don't know. I really can't say.
Really pin it on that.
Yeah,
but how much of these newer fucking like edgelords that go on like shooting sprees? Like it's sad, man, and that's why we fucking.
But I don't think it's directly influenced through news or through movies.
No, I was gonna make that connection to movies, but it is through like these little manifestos that go public. Like, oh, this guy was an edgelord, and then that edgelord.
I don't think so, dude.
You don't think so?
No, I feel like it's because they get treated like shit through most of their young life, and they just have that anger in them where they're like, man, I'm fucking pissed because I never learned how to defend myself. I mean, I don't want to sound like an asshole when I say this, but I wasn't man enough to defend myself or stand up for myself.
Yeah.
And no one stood up for me. Not saying that someone should stand up for you. I think someone definitely should. Like, hey, man, if you see somebody getting bullied or somebody punked,
dude, it's sad when
stand up for the motherfucker, you know?
One of the saddest things is probably bullying.
Yeah.
Like, when young kids, they don't have the courage to stand up for themselves, and other kids don't want to get involved, and they fall into, like, standing back and looking and laughing and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad, man. I never saw, like, graphic bullying and shit like that.
I only saw it once in high school. Like that's the only time there's some. I don't want to say his name, but he was I think you went to school with him. Yeah. I think you had him for class in middle school. He was really, really short and really, really fat. He had like a homeboy was round like a basketball. I think you know what I'm talking about.
I could kind of imagine this person.
Yeah. Like, this was super cool in high school with us. You know, he'd always fuck around with us, always just joke around. Never disrespectful, bro. Like, he would talk shit to us, but because he knew we fucked around with him, you know? Right. Super cool ass dude. Sweet ass boy, dude. Like, super sweet ass cat.
Sweet ass boy. That sounds like you guys went up in his ass.
I mean...
he had them sugar walls.
He had some sweet sugar walls. But no, I didn't go up his ass, no. But anyways, like, super sweet ass kid, right? Like, this fool wouldn't fuck around. Stop fucking laughing, I'll be serious. Like, you're a sweet guy. And no, I don't be like a sweet bitch. Well, there you go. But anyways, you fucking prick. Like, I don't want to say it anymore. But okay.
Don't say sweet.
I'm trying not to. But
he was covered in candy.
Okay, this fool was a caramel ass motherfucker, dog. So he comes up to us and he goes, hey man, you know, I really need you guys to help me out. He goes, I really don't know who to talk to. And he goes, we're like, what's up? And he goes, there's some dudes that, you know, that be punking on me, you know? And I was like, what do you mean they punk on you? And he goes, yeah man, they're always fucking with me. They're always like, I'm gonna say this. It wasn't funny to me when he said it, but I know it's gonna be funny to you. And he's like, yeah bro, like they're always fucking pinching on my nipples and shit, you know? Because he was fat, you know? And he goes, and they're always, you know, trying to beat me up, trying to, like, get down with me. And we're like, what the fuck, really? And we're like, okay, well show us who it is. And he's like, I kind of don't. And we're like, look, we'll pass by. You know, we'll pass by. We won't say what's up to you. We'll ignore you. But just, you know, eye him out. You know, just be like, oh, this fool over here, this fool over here, you know? So he's like, all right, cool, we could do that. So we ditched class to go to his PE class. So me and, I don't want to say his name either, but me and the homie, we ditched class to go see what's up with them. And we're like, hey, so where they at? He goes, oh, it's those two guys over there. So we're like, all right, cool, don't trip. I was like, go change real quick. So we waited while he changed. He goes, go change and just dip out quick. So he tried changing as fast as he could. He dipped out and we're like, all right, cool. So that's when we went up to those motherfuckers. We're like, hey man, you know homeboy? And they're like, oh yeah. We're like, all right, fool, we're letting you know right now. You stop fucking with him today, fool. Like, that's it. No more. I was like, if we find out you're fucking with this fool, that's it. We're throwing hands, fool. And they're like, oh, but he's our homie, bro. And I was like, I don't give a fuck if he's your cousin, fool. I was like, this fool don't like that shit. You're gonna leave him alone. Alright? Because if this shit continues, fool, we're gonna come back, fool. And we're not gonna fucking warn you, fool. Like, we're just gonna throw blows, alright? We're letting you know right now. Like, we had enough of this shit. So they're like, oh, okay. And they're like, whatever.
Fuck yeah.
And I was like, fucking assholes, bro. Like, it got me mad because, like, why the fuck are they gonna punk on this dude? This sweet bitch. You know? Like, you can't cut this.
You know what was the funny part?
What? You're waiting for me to say sweet.
No. I think you went worse, bro. You were like, you said we're gonna throw blows.
Yes, but we're gonna throw blows at
I'm
each
gonna
other.
just rush you, bro.
Not even. I'm gonna fucking drop you on your ankles, bitch.
I'm gonna sweep you.
I'm gonna leg sweep your ass. And I'm gonna get you on your elbows, bitch.
I'm gonna start blowing you. Alright. Oh my God.
You just made it fucking gay, bro. What the fuck?
We could go.
You know, we stood up for the motherfucker. And it paid off because then I didn't even know his brother was a gangbanger.
Oh.
I guess little homie's brother was a gangbanger, but he never wanted to get in because obviously he's an older cat. And I remember, like, probably like 2 weeks went by. And we asked him, like, hey, you know, how's it going? Like, are they still trying to fuck with you? He goes, no, honestly, they haven't anymore. I was like, you sure, bro? I was like, 'cause we're not going to hesitate, bro. We'll go blow him if we need to. And he's like, nah. He goes, they're good, man. He goes, they've actually been pretty cool with me, you know, and they've left me alone. They don't fuck with me anymore. And I was, that's good, man. That's really good. Like, I didn't do it so I could feel good. I did it because, dude, he was a cool guy.
Yeah, I know that guy who you're talking about, so he was real cool.
He was a cool ass dude, so that's why we did it, you know? Help the motherfucker out. And it doesn't take much, dude. It's like, fuck it. Let's say the motherfucker said, well, fuck you, you know, we're still gonna fucking punk on him. I'd be like, alright, homie, we're throwing blows. So, I'd fucking pull his pants down, fool, and get him on his knees, dog. You know? But, fucking, what's the worst that could happen? You get socked out, you get a couple bruises, they're gonna go away, you know? But if you ended up fucking that fool up, he's gonna be like, oh, okay, we're gonna fucking stop with this because this already kicked my ass. I don't want to get my ass kicked again.
Mm-hmm. True.
Over some sweet bitch. So, like, just stand up for motherfuckers if you can, dude. Like, it doesn't take much.
Yeah, maybe
Half of the time it's just a simple like, hey, bro, leave him the fuck alone.
Yeah.
You want to do something about it? Well, I don't want to, but if we have to, bro, fuck it, you know? Because clearly you don't want to stop fucking with this dude.
Yeah. I have a crazy idea, and maybe it's overboard because honestly, we should try to limit how much we involve government in anything. But imagine, out of all the presidents, I could only imagine Trump doing something like this. Calling like a national, like, little 3 minute huddle. National 3 minute huddle saying, like, look, we need to come down hard on bullying. I'm not saying we got to shame bullies in middle school, high school, elementary, but we got to rally together, and the kids are the future. So as America, we have to look out for our kids. We cannot tolerate bullying. We have to let all the bullies know that it's not productive what they're doing.
Not at all.
And they should instead help the kids that you see as, like, you know, weak or whatever, pushovers, like, you know, help guide them.
But that should also fall on the parents, dude.
Yeah.
The parents shouldn't be teaching their kids to be fucking assholes.
Well, I mean, maybe not a lot of parents know that their kids are assholes.
Possibly.
You know?
But I'm pretty sure they get talked to once in a while. I'm pretty sure they get fucking comments from the teachers like, hey, you know, little fucking Billy over here, he fucking slapped Tiffany and
he suplexed Jeremy.
Yeah, and then he fucking suplexed Jeremy like an asshole.
Yeah.
And then he fucking put Clyde's face in dirt. You know? Yeah. That's where you could be like, okay, I got an asshole of a kid. How about I check this fool?
Yeah.
You know?
Could be.
But it's like, that's where that whole gamma mentality comes.
Yeah, super gamma.
Super gamma. The fucking, if it's a single mother, I don't want to talk shit, but it's true. If it's a single mother, they're going to put him on a pedestal and be like, oh, don't worry, just be nice next time. Instead of going like, hey, you son of a bitch. This is why people don't like fucking with you, because you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Like, stop being an asshole. And see how much people are going to love you, how much people are going to respect you, because you treat them with respect, instead of being a fucking douchebag to them your whole life.
Sure.
So, like, I feel like it also has to fall on the parents, too. Like, hey, teach your kid not to be a piece of shit.
True. Like,
that could solve a lot of fucking mass shootings, bro. Like, think about it. That one dude that fucking shot up at was it Santa Barbara? If, obviously, he was mad because of the women that were rejecting him, which at the same time was his own fault because he wanted porn stars, something that was way out of his league. But at the same time, the Chads were the ones that were kind of punking him and making fun of him because he couldn't get those girls.
He was would you say he was a Brad? Because
I feel like he was a Brad. He wasn't an ugly dude. He was a good looking motherfucker. You know?
He was just like Very gamma mentality.
Very gamma mentality. And it's like, if one of those chads would have been like, hey, you know what, dude? I see what you're going for. Don't trip, I got you.
Pause. Imagine, like Principal said, all the chads, if you have a low GPA, we'll give you a 4.0 GPA. If you take a Brad,
I'll give you a 3.0, bitch.
We'll give you a 3.0 GPA if you take a Gamma under your wing.
Yeah.
Imagine that. That goes for middle school, high school. You say all the
take them under your wing, you know.
All the chads volunteer and take a Gamma under your wing. Bring them up to the level of a Brad, and we'll all
show them how to be confident in themselves. Show them not to have this made up expectation of what a woman is.
All your 51 tardies, 36 absences,
we'll fucking forgive them, bro. Yeah, but you gotta show proof that this guy's improving.
Yeah.
You know. And I feel like, bro, if that shit could happen, obviously it's something that's very far-fetched to say, but it's something that's also at the same time doable.
Dude, that's what this podcast we started it for.
Like, I feel like it's doable. I feel it's possible for motherfuckers to go out there and be like, hey, bro, I feel like you're just a fucking a walking nuke. I got you, bro.
Yeah.
Come through. You know?
It has to be incentivized.
What do you mean?
Incentivized. People are driven by money.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the ultimate incentive. It's the ultimate thing. People are not driven by nothing. Like, money's a very big driver. But to incentivize it to kids, like, there has to be like a reward system.
Well, that's the reward. The reward is you're gonna feel that fulfillment of helping somebody out and preventing that motherfucker from being a fucking walking nuke.
I think as a matured mind, that is rewarding. I think as a kid, you're probably like, man, that sounds lame.
No, I doubt it, bro. Because I'm pretty
so?
sure I'm pretty sure if it's something that you teach the kids from when they're young, it's something that gets stuck into their brain where they say, hey, you know what? It actually does feel fulfilling when I can help somebody be a better person, or help somebody be almost like me. Obviously, that's not the goal to have somebody exactly like you, but, at least have somebody that has the same morality as you in a sense.
Who knows? Maybe the chads don't want to give the gammas their chat secrets, though.
Probably, which is stupid, Bro, there's enough pussy out there, or if you're into assholes for everybody out there. There is. So it's like, are you really gonna fucking keep your secrets just so homeboy doesn't get laid? Like, come on. Maybe his taste in women is completely different from yours. That's for sure. Like, I know you and I don't have the same taste in women. Well, no, we both don't have any self-respect, so. I guess you could say we do. But from somebody else, I guess we could say there's dudes that are into tall girls or dudes that are into short girls,
Like, remember something I was telling you? I actually, an idea I had today. Again, all of my ideas, sometimes I have to preface them. Who knows? Maybe this is already done and maybe I'm just late to the game. But I was telling you
Most likely you are.
Right? But I was telling you about, like, how cool would it be if, for example, here in LA, our economy, we're going to feel the ramifications soon. All the shutdown, all the hyperinflation, it's coming, man. Anyway, so here in LA, let's say they incentivized it and they said, we're going to put like a certain little logo in front of all the brick and mortar shows that are considered, they have to meet a requirement. You're still considered a small business.
Okay.
Once you get to a certain amount of like revenue, you're no longer considered this thing and you cannot have this little logo in front of your business. Like a little just insignia almost.
Okay.
And so they incentivize it and they tell all the people in SoCal, LA area, if you shop at all your local small businesses.
So you would say, let's say like a mom and pop pizza store.
Yeah, exactly. Little small, not like fucking Domino's.
No. Like I said, a mom and pop one.
Because people that crave
like
Domino's,
Mamma Mia pizza.
Yeah, like let's say those, and you spend your money there and shit like that. You put money, in circulation there. You're incentivized in some way. Maybe like taxes or whatever. You can say the receipt. And you stack them up or whatever, you take them to when you do taxes, and they'll say, okay.
I spent $100 in Mamma Mia pizza.
I spent, over this past year, I spent $200 here in this pizza, small business. You see the logo?
You see the logo?
$300 here in this little fucking, where me and my friends go to do,
eat pho?
We go bowling.
Oh, fuck bowling.
You see the logo? $100 here in this pho. $200 in this shoe store. See the logo? Whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then you get like a little small, like a little, maybe a tax refund or whatever, right? That way you're actually incentivized to spend your money in those small businesses. I don't know. I don't know the legality.
Wait, but what are you getting at with this?
Well, the transition, why I brought up that is just incentivized.
Oh,
meaning
okay.
like you gotta incentivize kids to.
So basically, get them excited to spend money in the small businesses. That way, it keeps circulating into those small businesses. Be like, hey, you keep on spending in local businesses and whatnot, you're gonna get tax write-offs potentially. Or
exactly.
whatever.
Right.
Oh, okay, I get you.
And the same way we would have to incentivize all the chads in high school to be like, wait, you want me to take a gamma under my wing?
Like, yeah, bro.
But you're gonna excuse my 56 absences and my 39 targets?
Hey, bro, remember when you got caught jacking off Jeremy fool behind the pool? Yeah, don't trip, bro. We're not gonna make that shit public, bro. We're not gonna let anybody know that you're low key bi. Just help the motherfucker out.
Exactly.
Oh fuck. All right, cool.
Exactly. Yeah. All your 22 detentions, 56 suspensions.
Hey, we know this isn't your mom's signature, motherfucker.
Yeah.
We'll excuse this bitch too.
Yeah, white clean.
All right, fuck it, I'll do it.
You know.
Yeah.
And then we have like the principal gives them a list of the other little gammas.
Yeah, just like, hey, you know, Ted needs help. All right, Ted, you're gonna go with fucking Chad 1.
You know,
that would be a bad idea.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah. I like that. What were you saying about China?
Earlier,
because we were still talking about weak people. I just thought, because we're already talking about the weak, we might as well continue the subject.
Yeah. I was hearing that China is basically already rolling out a digital yuan.
What's a digital yuan?
It's their currency, but in digital form.
Like crypto?
Not crypto, because crypto is blockchain.
What is blockchain?
Blockchain is basically you access that through either obviously purchasing it, right? But you can actually mine for Bitcoin. You can set up like these computer little setups that are constantly solving like these fucking algorithmic problems. And after every problem that the computer solves, you can literally YouTube like fucking Bitcoin mining, and you see like these little setup in people's houses of ugly ass computers with like big ass fans to cool them, and they're mining for Bitcoin. I don't think you make a lot, but people spend money, like hundreds, and the craziest people spend thousands and thousands to actually have computers set up in order to mine.
And that's all you're gonna do.
That's
just
all
mine
that thing
Bitcoin.
is doing, mining Bitcoin. It's making like money, digital.
Wow. How much Bitcoin do you get out of it?
That's what I don't know. But it's, I mean, let's put two together. The more money you spend on the setup, probably the more money you're making, right? I don't think it's a lot, because the craze would have taken off by now.
You think so?
I would have. Shit, if there was money to be made, imagine you could make enough money to replace your day job. You don't think people would be like?
Well, think about it. If you get one Bitcoin out of it, what Bitcoin right now is like at what, 60K?
Yeah. But who knows? Who knows if the value of Bitcoin makes this, we're speculating, this setup run slower because it makes it harder to solve the algorithmic problems to access the blockchain. But anyway, the digital yuan, I don't think it's crypto. I think it's just digital.
But what does that mean, digital? I don't get it.
I also don't. I'm only mentioning it mainly to get the both of us curious, and anybody that listens to this curious, because I want people to ask themselves, why the fuck would China come out with a digital currency? China already has shit like I think it's called WeChat Pay or some shit. China, a big part of their country is cashless. They do a lot of shit on their phone. They'll go to like
just a beep.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I want that game Buddha. Beep.
Everybody look up like WeChat in China. It's just integrated into their cell phones.
Huh.
Like I don't know where we are. If we've fallen behind, we need to get on shit like that. No, actually, we have Apple Pay.
Yeah, or Google Pay.
Yeah, Google Pay. Never mind.
But it actually uses actual dollars.
What?
Through Apple Pay and Google Pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you pay with your money that's in your bank.
And I guess they do the same shit.
So how does digital yuan work? Do you trade your actual yuan for digital yuan?
Maybe. But here's the thing. Again, this is distorted because I can only access this info, like, I'm at work while I'm listening to like this info and shit. So I'll look more into it. But again, I'm mentioning this so you and other people get curious, perhaps, about this.
I actually am, because now I want to know what they do. Do they trade paper yuan for digital yuan?
Yeah.
Because that's what it seems like.
And it
it's
should be the exact same fucking value.
No,
right?
no, obviously, because if it's not through a blockchain, then how could the value increase or whatever?
I want you to ask yourself this though: why are they pushing for digital? Don't you think that it's so that they can have a tighter grip on their population?
In what way?
Say the wrong thing, and we'll just delete your digital money.
Oh, that actually makes sense.
Look at what happened to Jack Ma, the CEO of Alibaba.
Yeah, they found him?
He's made a few rare, like, public appearances.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very rare.
So he actually came out finally.
You do know that Alibaba got fined, I think it was like $2.3 billion.
Why?
They were just hit with the antitrust, like, fucking, fine by Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping made that decision. It's time to fine Alibaba. Maybe we let them get away with corruption because, you know, a lot of the state-funded companies, they get help. They get stimulated financially by the state.
So you think Jack Ma got stimulated by the state?
He just said the wrong shit. If you listen to his speech...
What'd he say?
He was saying, like, oh, you can't hold back people's innovation, you know.
I feel like we mentioned this before in another podcast.
We have mentioned this before, yeah. Where he made a speech and he's saying, like, you know, innovation there's no such thing as a risk-free innovation. You know, but you can't hold people back from innovation. Kind of, maybe they took it as, oh, look at this bitch. He's probably like,
oh, so you want to throw dirt at us, huh, motherfucker?
He's being slick. There's like, we're gonna decode this as him kind of saying, like, come on. He's probably like, it's about
China.
We start asking for democracy
Cut
here.
the shit.
Yeah, and so like, look at this brave little bitch. So he was on a hiatus. Maybe he was under threats. Like, if you don't remove yourself from the public eye, I swear to God, bro, we will. And they fined Alibaba I think it's around 2.3 billion that wasn't there before. I don't think they had that on the low, you know. Kind of saying, we have dirt on this motherfucker. We know the inner workings of this company because we have access to their financials.
Because they're a communist country, right?
We see everything, bro. You can be a billionaire here. Don't try to come at the Communist Party.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be shit here, bitch.
Which is crazy, and so he gets hit with a 2.3. They make Alibaba makes a statement saying, like, oh yeah, bro, we you know, we understand. Like,
really?
Yeah, they were saying, like, you know, we'll operate way more transparent and you know, just you know, shit like that. Kind of like, you know.
So he had to bend over for the Communist Party of China.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's like if they did it to Jeff Bezos.
It's as if America.
Think about it. Beijing Biden did that shit to him and said, "Hey, man."
He told him was, "Come on, man."
Yeah, come on, man. You think I want to go to another press conference? What press conference?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why they got hit with a 2.3 billion. So it shit is crazy over there, man. And the digital yuan. People speculate that maybe the yuan is going to overtake the U.S. dollar as the reserve currency, which based off the little I've heard about this, I would press the red button for it's not for a while. Their economy is growing like at a very fast rate.
But I don't feel like they're ever going to beat us because of the fact they're communists.
Let's say they do. Let's say at some point they do, which a part of me doesn't think so.
I don't think so either because of the fact they want to stick to those communist ideas.
Yeah.
It's not going to get him anywhere.
Where it stands today, the Chinese yuan, it only makes up about two maybe after this pandemic, fuck it, let's double it. For the sake of being generous, right? It makes up, if we double it, 4% of the world's reserve currency. I think the US dollar is 80%. That's how strong the US dollar is.
Yeah, it's
after World War II, while other big economies were recovering from the war.
Well, bro, you don't remember when Germany was using their fucking currency as wallpaper?
Yeah,
that's how fucking worthless it was?
Yeah. Well, I don't think that was after World War II. That was a little before. And that's what kind of gave rise to Hitler, saying, like, look at the state of our economy. But after World War II especially, bro, the dollar just took, like strength.
Because we still had the gold standard.
Yeah,
too,
we
right?
backed it up by the dollar. So everybody was like, you know, I'll take loans. I'll take fucking like U.S. Loans and shit like that. And the whole world basically recognized the U.S. dollar. You want to import, export. You want to do trade. All these other countries, they'll recognize the U.S. dollar because it's not just backed by gold, but it's a strong exchange. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because everywhere else, I hear people love the dollar.
Yeah.
Even though right now the euro is supposedly worth more than the dollar, they don't give a fuck.
I mean, think about it. You want to get paid in euros? I think it's just one of those things. Say what you want to say about the U.S. dollar. It's hard to imagine it going out of style.
Exactly.
To oversimplify it, it's almost like it's the in-style currency.
It is.
Imagine us ever saying...
Look at Canada's currency, bro. How could you want to be prideful of your own goddamn country, Canada, when you got the fucking Queen's fucking face in your goddamn fucking bills?
That's one, yeah.
Fuck that, bro.
Yeah. But just...
That ain't sexy.
Imagine... And not just that, but a lot of people say, oh, China's going to be the biggest... Chinese is going to be Mandarin, whatever. They got like 80 languages over there.
Yeah, Cantonese, all kinds of shit.
But I don't even think any other languages would become the number one language. English is just that. I'm like, come on, bro. I can never imagine English on top of the U.S. dollar. English going to number 2, as far as
that's true, because there's not a lot of there's Asian tourism, but there's not a lot of you hardly see a lot of Asian tourists. It's mostly Americans going all over the fucking place.
And that just that. We also not only is our as divided as we may seem, which sometimes I'm like, fuck, we look really divided.
Yeah, we do.
We still have the freedom that we look divided because we're so free to criticize each other. We're so free.
Why do you think there's motherfuckers out there that are protesting in Hong Kong waving the goddamn American flag?
The American flag.
If they really if America was the worst goddamn country to live in, how come they're not waving Canada's flag?
Or
Great Britain's or Mexico's, because they see those fucking countries are fucked too.
Yeah,
fuck that shit. We're going to the U.S., motherfucker.
So we have that and culture, and we have to protect culture.
Our movies, our music, our art.
We can't just let this shit go to the shitter, you know.
Yeah, straight
because
up.
Because then we will no longer be the and that's another thing. Remember last time, a few episodes or the last episode, we spoke about subversion. Get your spies and get your insiders to the country that you guys want to bring down and do it from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Like a cancer. Destroy the fucking body from the inside. Get people to scream loudly and all these movies are white supremacy. All these movies are fucking racist. All these movies are bigoted. How come Superman's a man? How come he can't be a transgender queer woman?
Transgender queer woman.
And you know what I mean? And it's like, dude.
Hey, you know what's fucking hilarious? So sorry to interrupt. That's just the same shit Alex Jones was talking about. How basically China was gonna invade the country from the inside, and people didn't believe him.
Yeah. When did he start saying that?
I think he started saying that shit years ago, dude. I would say if I'm right, I think maybe like during Trump's run for presidency, because he would always bring up about how he was how Trump was so anti-China.
Yeah.
Like he goes, I think it's great that he's anti-China because China's been trying to bring communism into the U.S. for years through their socialism. You know how people call themselves democratic socialists? He goes, and Trump is against that.
If that doesn't raise your antenna, what does, bro?
Yeah.
What does China have a fucking a capitalist party?
No. I mean, they probably do, but they have no power. It's just for show. It's just for show.
It's just controlled opposition.
Yeah, it's just for show. It's like these guys don't actually go running for presidency with the hopes of being president. It's just, oh yeah, I'm just showing. Oh yeah, look, the world. We actually do have democratic elections.
What are you talking about?
And they're gonna be like, oh, you guys do, huh?
I guess they do.
I guess they do, but I guess the Communist Party of China just keeps on winning.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I'm pretty sure they have that planned already. But it's a trip, bro. It's a fucking trip.
A lot of the shit that he said, I mean, some of the things he said were just stupid. Sometimes, bro, someone that you support or someone that you think is like very smart and is gonna go and keep going in a good direction, sometimes they just do certain things that are just self-destructive.
Where you're just like,
why do you keep fucking this up for yourself? Like the thing he said about whether or not his intention was to fuck his career, his life over, what he kept saying about the kids, parents, like, dude, just drop it at some point.
Yeah.
Just go lay low.
Hey, I just tripped out on one of the videos he mentioned. I showed you that video.
Yeah, you did show me the video. Remember, what was the video called?
It was the guy name was Robbie Parker.
Robbie Parker.
Where I was just like,
this just seems weird. And it was CNN.
It was CNN.
What did we just see yesterday about CNN?
Or Chinese News Network.
Chinese News Network. What did they come out? Well, they didn't come out. Shout out to
Project Veritas.
Shout out to Project Veritas.
Yeah, they came out with that director, the technical director.
What was his name?
Charlie Chester.
Charlie
fucking Chester. If that name doesn't fucking make you fucking suspect them, bro, then fuck you. His name was Charlie Chester. Talking about they made up a lot of the narratives just to get Trump out. That their plan was to get Trump out. And they wanted to make Biden look like a young geriatric.
Yeah.
Like that fool basically admitted that they, and he even said it that they put out propaganda. He said it.
Yeah.
That dude came out on video saying it.
You know what? You know who that girl was?
No.
Allegedly, it was a girl that he met on Tinder.
Shut the fuck up.
So how much of a badass is James O'Keefe if he really has girls going on Tinder and meet up with people that work in these networks
and say, "Hey,
supposedly
you're gonna pretend you're into them and try to see if you can get this out."
That may be bullshit, but that's actually what I heard.
If it is, that's fucking awesome.
That they were on a date and that she was just like, you know, like, oh yeah, well, how do you do that or whatever, and he was like, it's fucking propaganda. Like, that's what we are.
Well, not just that, because he wanted to fucking whip his dick out on her, dude.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He wanted to whip his dick out on her, and he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna tell her everything, girl.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you sopping wet after I finish giving you the bombs."
Yeah.
And she was probably like, "Fuck.
Little do you know.
Little do you know, motherfucker."
But yeah, it's crazy, man. So let us never forget this fucking story unfolding about CNN, bro. Because if this doesn't get people to fucking...
They just released the part 2 today.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, though.
Yeah, I already saw it.
What is it? Know? Yeah.
It's basically... It's the same guy talking about how they tried removing the COVID death count at some point, and the main head... What the fuck was his name? You don't know his name? The director of...
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know who it is.
That he would call during certain segments of them recording in the studio, and he'd be like, "What the fuck are you guys doing? Put that shit back on the screen. That's like all we have right now. Go."
That's all we have right now.
The death toll needed to be shown. And they have certain techniques to fucking bring fear into people's living rooms. How they would... not just show the death toll and shit, make it like, oh, we're in despair.
Well, weren't they showing off in the beginning of COVID? Weren't they the ones that publicized the videos of the people in China like fucking convulsing and shit?
They probably did. I would get shit like that from like fucking other like YouTube channels.
Or motherfuckers, you'll just see a fucking guy at a train station like,
spazzing out.
What the fuck happened to this bitch?
Shit, I remember one of the videos I saw was like a fucking blanket over somebody at the hospital, and their whole body was just shaking.
Yeah.
I was just like, if this isn't a psyop, I don't know what is, because this is how you sell a story.
Yeah.
Like
fear sells. That's who said it.
Yeah.
Fear sells.
This virus that's gonna come to the US soon is gonna have you in a hospital, bitch, shaking like a fucking like a vibrator, dude.
And what happened? Not a lot of people did.
Who the fuck was shaking? People died, yeah, but who the fuck was shaking violently?
Not a lot. Not a lot of people were passing out like,
you know? But the dude said it, and let us never forget
Charlie Chester.
Charlie
Chester.
Charlie Chester was saying that fear sells, weird propaganda, allegedly. But we'll play a clip. That's fucking...
He said it, yeah.
Anybody can play that clip.
It's
anybody can play that clip, bro. That's already public fucking knowledge about how they're propaganda. So, look, to be fair, a lot of legacy media is propaganda. But CNN exposed themselves from the inside.
Yeah.
So let us never forget, because we have amnesia. People have amnesia.
Yeah, they tend to forget shit like that.
We tend to forget things
important shit like that.
Important things like that. So the next time you watch CNN, I'm not telling you to do anything, but just ask yourselves, is this credible? And you make the decision.
I don't think it is.
You make the decision.
Yeah.
You know?
Speaking of credibility, it seems like now going back to him, like Alex Jones, it seems like some of his shit that he was saying way before is actually credible.
Some of the shit he says is just correct. Like it sucks because I was telling you that to be this man, to be Alex Jones, it seems like one of the loneliest journeys to be him. Like what a fucking isolating life he must live at times, but also what a very rewarding. Like I feel like his life is blips of rewarding feelings and then isolating feelings. Like
like Patrice O'Neal said it before, you know, motherfucker sticks marbles up his ass. You just can't. Yeah. You can't be serious with that guy sometimes.
Yeah, and what a cool thing that they were friends at some point, you know, before his death. But Alex Jones, he was saying something about the frogs.
You think PCP, some horse tranquilizer, something? They got stuff that'll whack your brain permanently. Brain chips in the troops. They give the troops special vaccines that are really nanotech that already re-engineer their brains. Now, there it is, the gay bomb. Look it up for yourself. I mean, this is what they're... What do you think tap water is? It's a gay bomb, baby. And I'm not saying people didn't naturally have homosexual feelings. I'm not even getting into it, quite frankly. I mean, give me a break. You think I am like, shocked by it, so I'm up here bashing it because I don't like gay people? I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Serious crap.
And then what else would he tell us? That like people go to young people for their blood?
No. He was saying that old people, old billionaires, old rich people would go get blood transfusion from younger folks.
Young folks.
Because supposedly that would rejuvenate them and help them stay alive longer.
Yeah. And I think
no one believed them on that.
On Newsweek, it came out on Newsweek's Twitter handle saying like, oh, you know, there's startups in the tech industry that are
in San Francisco, in the Bay Area.
They're pumping billions of dollars into this research.
Yeah, because it seems like it's promising.
So on one hand, I do ask myself, is this life imitating art? Like, you know, is this like just who knows? No. I'm just saying because look at the iPads we have now.
Yeah, but I'm saying no.
You're calling no?
Yeah, fuck no, bro.
It's just he always.
That's too coincidental for it's too. It's just like how how he was saying that I guess somewhere in Austin that they have an underground nuclear reactor and people didn't believe it before,
and they do,
and it turns out they did.
You see, dude, Alex Jones is just, again, isolating moments of his life and very high rewarding moments of his life. It just sucks that they banned him, but they had to ban him. That's the dangerous thing. They had to ban him.
Yeah, they had to quiet his ass down. Because a lot of people actually weren't believing his shit.
You know what I think it is?
Why?
I have a conspiracy theory.
What's your conspiracy theory?
No, yeah, I do have a conspiracy theory.
Well, fucking spit it out.
He stopped shoving marbles up his ass.
Hey, that's kind of true. I feel like he might. Because you know what's crazy? There's what's the fucking... It's a comedian's name. I forgot. I can't think about it off the top of my head. But he recently came out. Alex Jones recently came out on his podcast. I can't really think of his name right now. But if I find it, I'll let you know. They fucking deleted that podcast. They took it down. YouTube took it down. And he even made like a short clip where he goes, hey man, it just sucks knowing that this was one of our highest viewed podcast episodes, which I think it hit like 2 million views like within the first day, and YouTube took it down. I didn't even get to see it, bro, because I guess it was that fucking good, and YouTube took it down. I was like, what the fuck?
What's creepy is that it's kind of normalized to say shit like that. Oh, YouTube took this down. Google took this down. Google suppressing this.
And I think that's bad.
It's horrible.
It's bad that it's normal. Oh, YouTube took it down. Oh, YouTube didn't like it. Like, no.
Like,
it shouldn't be that way.
Is YouTube fucking like Big Daddy Xi Jinping?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they call him that in China.
They call him Big Daddy?
A lot of people call him Big Daddy Xi.
Shut the fuck up, really?
That's not creepy. The dude, it's said that he's the strongest leader since fucking Creepy Mount. It's not normal that we say to each other, YouTube took this down.
No.
They deleted my fucking... Like, a lot of... It's bad for up-and-comers because a lot of fucking people that have followings get deplatformed.
Yeah, but that's why people are going to Rumble. They're going like Telegram or Telegraph?
Telegram, I don't know if they let you put, like, content like that. Oh, yeah, actually, Telegram, yeah. I believe so.
Yeah, and there's, like, Parler, right? Now Parler came back up, so...
Hey, let it be, man. Let it play because, you know, hopefully, in my opinion, those sites Hopefully they get enough financing, enough fucking support.
I feel like they are already.
They
bro.
should.
I feel like they are. Like
they should.
Like I've been going. I don't go on Rumble as much, but like I'm not gonna lie, Rumble's pretty dope. Your navigation is a lot better than fucking Spotify. That's for sure.
Yeah, people need to stop trying to fuck with the American spirit.
Yeah,
that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to fuck with the American spirit, bro.
I agree. And the motherfuckers are hating on that shit, and they want to fuck with it. And there's dumbass people that are cool with it. Fucking stupid motherfucker.
What I do understand though is, their basic needs, like fucking finance, like, you know, not wanting to lose their jobs and shit like that.
Which is understandable.
We need a new renaissance. Something has to come about, and I feel like something will come about.
Probably war.
Hopefully not war. Hopefully not war.
It looks like we're gonna go to war with Ukraine.
I don't want to see that. You think so?
Yeah. No, not with Ukraine, with Russia. Because supposedly 80,000 Russian troops got stationed on the Ukraine border.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, you think so? I mean,
I guess Beijing Biden is supposedly trying to threaten Russia. When instead he should be like, hey, Ukraine, you want to handle it? You handle it. We don't give a fuck. We're out this bitch. You know? We gotta stop being the world's mama.
The world's mama, yeah.
We gotta stop doing that shit, bro. It's like, we keep trying to get in the middle of, like, the whole Taiwan situation, too. They keep trying to get in the middle of Taiwan, but now they're doing it through Australia. Because Australia's one of our closest allies.
Shout out to Australia, man.
Yeah. Still, they should quit that shit, bro. Just fucking leave Taiwan alone. You already gave those motherfuckers weapons. If China wants to fuck with them, hey, let fucking Taiwan defend themselves. You know? Don't get in the mix anymore. You already left them with their weapons. Hey, bitch, we already gave you the means to defend yourself. We're out. We're dipping. You know? If you let yourself get invaded, that's your dumbass fault.
Yeah, it sucks how, from what I hear, China's like, if they haven't done it fully already, they're slowly like creeping in and like getting people from Hong Kong. Yeah, that's fucking whack.
What do you mean getting people in from Hong Kong?
Like, there's people that are being like taken from Hong Kong to mainland China and face trial. People being locked up and shit.
Oh,
which sucks, man.
Well, did you hear about how China supposedly kidnaps people, and so does North Korea? They kidnap people to go show them their languages so they can make them like spies or whatever the fuck. You never heard about that? Yeah, I was hearing about that.
They kidnap Americans?
They'll kidnap Americans.
I don't think they have the balls. No way.
They'll kidnap that they've kidnapped like Japanese nationals supposedly. I can't. I'm not saying it's a for sure. I've heard supposedly they've done it. Supposedly North Korea and even China has done that.
Oh, that's that. And there's a third thing that Alex Jones was talking about.
What is it?
Chips, microchips.
Oh yeah, the microchip being implanted, huh?
Yeah.
And they wanted to do that for COVID testing, right?
There's supposedly there's a microchip that the government has created that can detect COVID. What the fuck do we want that in our body for?
For real, exactly for a fucking, especially for a virus that has a 99.7 survival rate.
What a sacrifice he's made.
Yeah.
I feel like what a sacrifice he's made, bro, to make yourself a fucking, you know, trying to be a hero. Yeah, and he's basically a walking target, dude. He's basically a walking target for real.
Because now, like, because of the dumb shit he said from Sandy Hook, they still throw that shit at him.
Yep.
You know, when I feel like that's not probably what he meant. I feel like he just worded his whole shit wrong, just like when he did about the frogs being gay. You know,
dude, I don't know. I haven't looked this up, but how hard did they try to pin LGBT on him for saying that? I don't think so, but because he said the frog is gay, and they probably said, "Oh, he's a bigot."
Oh yeah, he's a bigot, probably. Yeah, I see it.
But
it didn't stick, and now they were trying to call him a racist, and they're like,
he's been on podcasts with T.I., bro.
Yeah, not like, just that,
even
bro.
After all the accusations, T.I. still had him on the podcast.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
They tried, man. They tried to defame him. Just let him defame himself.
Yeah, pretty much. If it's true, you know. But so far, some of the shit, and this is what irks me, because some of the shit he talks about doesn't get discussed till like years later. That's when finally other news outlets cover it, and they're like, "All right, fuck it. I guess we gotta fucking let it out of the bag."
How much money is pumped to suppress him?
And at first, people don't notice it. People don't notice, like, when they see that shit, they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, look what's happening to the frogs." But in the back of their mind, they don't remember what fucking Alex Jones said years ago. Until they finally see him again, they go, "Wait, this has been going on for years, motherfuckers. You guys barely let us know now?" Yep. You know, it's a trip. And they've been doing that for a lot of what happened with Jeffrey Epstein. Dude, I still fucking remember it in his first podcast with Joe Rogan from episode 911. He fucking said it, but he called him Jeremy. He called him Jeremy Epstein, and he goes, I got the flight logs of Pedophile Island. He goes, it's a real thing, and he's out there raping little kids. And that was before he got arrested, bro. Before he got caught for Pedophile Island, bro. Nobody fucking believed him. And then what happens? Like a year or two later, oh, it turns out there is a pedophile, and it turns out he has been taking little kids over there, and it turns out there is a flight log. Like, that was my biggest, like, what the fuck? Because it was a trip, dude. Like, he wasn't bullshitting about it.
Yep.
Like, he was actually being real. And so far, all this new shit that's coming out from Newsweek and from the New York Post, it's shit that he said way before, too. Like, fuck. That's where you're like, maybe he's not so full of shit after all.
Maybe he's not.
Like, god damn, it's fucking insane.
It's fucking fascinating to me.
Yeah.
They'll make a movie about his life one day. You know who I think will make it?
Oh.
Daily Wire.
Ben Shapiro's thing, right?
And I think that's cool, man. Whether or not you like Ben Shapiro, I think it's cool that he has his network. They're moving into like making movies.
Gina Carano?
She
is fine.
She's beautiful.
She's a good looking woman, though. I wouldn't mind it if she put me in a triangle lock, fool. I wouldn't mind it, though. I'm pretty sure my girl saw her, she wouldn't be mad either.
How about your girl puts you in a triangle lock?
Nah, fuck no.
Why not?
I want her to put me in a triangle lock. If I wanted my girl to put me in a triangle lock, I'd tell my girl to put me in a triangle lock. I don't want my girl to put me in a triangle lock.
You want her to watch?
I want her to watch.
Yeah, man, fucking. They announced the Connor fight versus Dustin, part 3.
It is happening?
Yep.
I thought it wasn't gonna happen because I think he went on a big old fucking
July 26th, I think.
I thought it wasn't gonna happen because this fool was like went on a rant or something on Twitter again.
People do that. Fighters do that, bro. They're fighters, you know. They talk shit.
Really?
But it's announced. I think July 26th.
Who do you think is gonna take it this time?
I think Connor's gonna win.
You think so?
I think he's gonna come back with some fucking crazy animosity.
Like
in the
like he came in strong when he went at it with Cowboy Cerrone.
It's crazy.
He fucking beat his ass with shoulders.
Yep.
Fucked him up.
Like a bag of potatoes.
Like a bag of potatoes. He tossed his shit up.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, he came in strong, bro. Even I was like, wow, this was amazing.
Yeah.
But then when he came out with Dustin fucking mopped his shit up.
Dustin did his thing. He hit him with that Louisiana crawfish.
Yeah, bro, straight up. He went, let me get some script right now. And fucking let him have it.
Yeah.
And he just boop, bop.
Boop, boop, blah.
Yeah, but he went down, bro. Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, but fight.
I want to see Nate Diaz fucking fight him, though.
Dude, I don't think they're gonna fucking go. I don't think they're gonna go without making the trilogy. It's gonna happen. It's gonna.
I don't think it
Hell
is.
yeah, bro.
I feel like they're gonna leave us with wet buttholes and blue balls.
No, it's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna be huge. The announcement.
You think so?
They're gonna probably make a really cinematic. They're not gonna make just an announcement with a post like, boom, here it is. I think there's gonna be like a little trailer, like a very high end fucking like.
Because I think that'd be a money fight, don't you?
Fuck yeah. And you know they must have that somewhere in their pocket, and they're saying, wait till this COVID shit really calms down. We want to pack that bitch. We want to fucking pack that arena.
Yeah.
Huge. Somewhere like not even a fucking arena, like a stadium.
Yeah.
It's the trilogy between Nate and fucking Connor. They're working on that motherfucking cinematic ass fucking trailer right now, bro.
Mm-hmm.
All the footage they're putting in there, fucking, you know, the music and shit, the score. I think it's gonna be big. They'd be fucking stupid not to do it.
They'd be stupid as fuck if they don't.
But
that's like a money fight, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, I'm more excited. Like, people talk about, oh, how about the rematch between Masvidal and Nate Diaz for the BMF title? I'm not really excited for that one, bro. Like, don't get me wrong. I think Masvidal's an okay fighter. I don't think he's...
Well, he's huge, bro. As far as star power, he's number 2. He's number 2.
I don't think he's star power anymore.
I think he surpassed Nate.
I don't think so, honestly. I think that's up for debate, honestly. I feel like that's up for debate.
Anybody that wants to look this up, I think he, like, as far as, like, draw power, for, like, pay-per-views and all that.
You think so?
I think he's number 2, bro.
I don't know. I really don't see it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a crazy thing. I don't see it either.
I don't see it.
But I think that's how it is.
Because he don't have that it factor.
That's what blew me out of the water when I heard he was at number 2.
Like Nate Diaz has that, because it's like, every time he's talking some kind of dumb shit.
Yeah.
Whether it's about the fighter he's fighting, whether it's about the actual UFC, whether it's about Dana, or it's about himself, fool,
They asked him, because I think he had a daughter a couple years ago, and he was at a press conference. He goes, "Hey man, congratulations on being a dad and whatever, being a father." He goes, "Man, I've been a father, man. I've been sunning all these little motherfuckers."
See what I mean though? Like, it's shit like that.
Yeah, but
it's shit like that makes him that gives him that it factor,
No, I believe that, bro. Trust me. Like, from what I know, I would say he's number 2. And maybe it's something where they constantly top each other for,
Like, one thing I thought was also stupid as fuck, fool, when during their fight, fucking The Rock being there, fool. That was like the stupid, like, bro, you could clearly tell, fool, The Rock wanted the attention, fool.
Yeah, that's true.
Standing in the front with the fucking title going there.
Like, dude, it was
like
pointless.
Bitch, get the fuck out of there, bro. Let them do their fucking face off. You fuck off, bro. Get out of here. Yeah. No, he wanted to get fucking photos of both of them doing the stare down. He's like this, like doing his signature eyebrow line.
And you think somewhere in his head he was like, "This is about me."
Yeah, bro. You know that, bro. His balls are getting swollen and shit because he thought it was about him and shit. He's like, "I'm about to nut on myself."
He goes, "On the fight."
Could you smell what's cooking? My nuts.
Yeah, but I kind of saw the same thing. I was like, yeah, this is weird, man. I wonder what the fuck. I mean, obviously the star power he has, but I was like, dude, I could have went the whole fucking.
Cause think about, I don't really think Jorge Masvidal would have fucking called out Nate. Nate's the one that called him out. Remember? Nate's the one that said, "Hey, with this title, I want to defend it against." Hey, Jorge Masvidal had a good last fight. Remember?
What title?
The BMF title. Remember, everybody called him.
They fought for it.
Yes, but remember the one that called him out first was Nate Diaz.
Right.
Jorge Masvidal never asked for the fight.
I know, but you said with this
remember
title.
Nate Diaz fucking. Remember, way before they actually made the actual BMF title, they called him the baddest motherfucker ever.
Oh, okay.
Right? So remember when he fought, I don't know what the fuck was it he fought, but he goes, "Hey, yeah, with this title, I want to defend it against
Nate Diaz." Jorge
Masvidal had a good last fight.
Yeah, there you go. I remember that.
He called him out.
Yeah.
I don't think Jorge Masvidal would have called him out.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think he would have avoided him.
But not avoided him, but I don't think he would have called him out for it, though.
And who knows? Maybe behind the scenes, he had fucking mentioned fighting him.
We
don't know this stuff. Yeah, bro. I think they had their eye on each other.
I don't think so.
What makes you say that?
Well, I see Nate Diaz, but I don't think Jorge Masvidal fucking had his eyes out for Nate. I feel like he had his eyes out for the actual title.
He fought for the title and he lost.
No, I'm talking about the what was it, lightweight, featherweight?
Dude, I don't think that guy's fighting featherweight at all.
What the fuck was he fighting? What is he, lightweight?
Welterweight.
Well, I feel like he was actually going for the welterweight title. I don't feel like he was going for the BMF title. That's what I mean. I feel like he had his eyes on going after the real title, not after the BMF title. It probably wasn't until he called him out that he said, "Hey, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. You already called me out. I'm not gonna bitch out. I'll do it. Fuck it."
Yeah, but I think he knew there's a lot of fucking money and publicity to be made from this.
Yes, after he got called out.
I know what you're saying, dude, but I think it's stupid to think he didn't have his eye on him. Dude, these guys are... all they see is each other. All they see is each other. I don't see it.
That's what I want to fight that guy. I don't see it.
I want to fight that guy, I want to fight all these guys. Who can I get first? Who will agree to this fight first?
I don't see that, though. Like, I see him going after, like, the motherfucker who's holding the title. Like, hey, who do I got to fight to get to the title? And I feel like Nate Diaz wasn't even on the map at the time. Like, I feel like they probably didn't even go like, "Oh yeah, fight Nate Diaz." They probably thought, "Oh well, you got to fight these guys before you get a title fight."
If it's not,
that's my personal opinion.
I know. But it's just some things that I kind of know. I'm not saying I know more, but there's just some things I'm like, bro. These guys come out and say, if it's not a title fight, a money fight is what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Nate Diaz is the money fight. Name the number 2 attraction in the UFC.
Conor.
No, number 2.
Conor.
Who's number 1?
I would say Nate. Well, I know not Nate
I don't
anymore.
think it's Nate. I think it's reverse. Connor and then Nate.
Okay. What about John Jones?
He's a badass, but I don't think he's
He's a
like,
juice head.
I don't think he's the attraction though. He's probably like a number 4 or 5.
So who's number 4 or 3?
3. Well, here's what I think. You have your opinion. I think it's Connor, Masvidal.
No, get out of here, bro. Fuck you. I don't know.
I think he blew people. I think he blew people out of this world with that fucking crazy knee he did on Ben Askren. I understand the hype that was put on Ben Askren. It took, I think, years and years of negotiation to bring Ben Askren from that fucking from the competition he was in. I think he was the one championship. He was the champion over there for so long. Look at his record. How many fucking people he was beating over there? But they were like, does he have UFC caliber? So like, let's make they weren't like, we don't even want to sign him. Let's make him fight one of our top fighters. And then it ended up that Dana was like, he convinced ONE FC to fucking sell the UFC his title. I mean his contract. So he became a UFC fighter. And everybody was like, what the fuck? I think the guy that got the wettest was like Joe Rogan. He was like, oh my god, I can't believe this. Oh my god. And when it was announced, like Masvidal versus Ben Askren, people were like, fuck, like this guy's fucking dominating over there. What would it be like to fight one of the top dudes? Needs him in the opening like 5 seconds.
Yeah, he fucked them up.
So I think it was just that he took that guy's soul with that fucking knee, that people were like, wow. Like maybe the UFC, I mean, it's already known, the UFC is the league, you know? And it just, it fucking like shot him out of this world as far as popularity, bro. I'm telling you, I agree with you. I look at Masvidal, I'm like, I don't see how he would be such a huge star. No offense to him, but dude, he's
good. Like, he's a good fighter, but
I think he's a strong number 2 if you ask around, bro.
I don't know.
I mean, just ask.
I'll give him number 3. Honestly, I'll give him number 3. I wouldn't give him number 2.
And I can see why.
I wouldn't give him number 2.
I can see why.
Cause he doesn't like. I don't watch him and go like, man, this was hyping me up. Not really.
I agree.
I don't feel like he's cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's a humble guy sometimes, and then when it comes to talking shit, he can talk shit. But he's not the one that, like, when you're like, man, I can't wait for this press conference, you know, because he's gonna say some dumb shit. He's gonna do some crazy shit. Like, nah.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to Conor McGregor, where you know he's gonna talk some shit. Well, not anymore, but or fucking Nate Diaz, where you're gonna do some stupid shit. You know.
Yeah. I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
I'll give him number 3, honestly. I'll give him number 3. That's my personal opinion. If you agree or disagree, let us know.
Yeah.
But if you disagree with me, then oh well.
Look up the pay-per-view. I feel like that will do the talking. The pay-per-view sales. How many people were hyped to buy the UFC pay-per-views, you know?
Well, how much were they hyped to buy the pay-per-views for Nate Diaz and Masvidal?
That was like one of the biggest.
Yeah.
And I think when Masvidal fought for Kamaru Usman, that one was huge too. For the championship.
Kamaru Usman kicked his ass, no?
Yeah, he did. But Kamaru Usman's not even a big ass draw.
No, fuck no. I don't see him as a money guy.
He's a big fighter.
He's a big fighter.
Cool fighter.
I don't see him as a money fighter. Like, same thing with Francis Ngannou. Like, he's a good ass dude. He's a cool ass motherfucker too. Very humble, but he doesn't like how Mike Tyson tried telling him, like, hey bro, you gotta basically tell the motherfucker you're gonna eat him and his kids. You know, hype yourself up like that. Make the motherfucker scary. Like, eat his fucking soul. But he's so much of a humble, nice guy that he doesn't have that in him. So it's not like entertaining to watch him talk to another guy like an opponent or whatever.
Yeah, his fighting style is crazy.
No,
it's
yeah.
entertaining. It's vicious, but I get what you mean. His persona.
But after the fight or before the fight,
my bad.
I don't want to watch him.
Yeah.
Like, not that I don't want to watch him, but it's like it doesn't make me want to be like, oh, let me see. Like, no,
Yeah.
It's just like once he's in the ring, I'll watch the shit out of him. As soon as the fight's over, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't really want to hear what he has to say after.
You know, did you hear about the Johnson & Johnson shit that they stopped the fucking the vaccinations?
Something about blood clots. Hey,
What?
that's a big old fuck you to you too.
Why?
Because in the last fucking podcast, which is the lost episode, unfortunately,
The last episode.
you were fucking bitching about going like, oh bro, but what about those fucking vaccines, bro? What are the odds of one of those having serious side effects and coming or whatever? Nope. You ate your own words.
I don't eat my own words.
Because look what happened.
No,
One of them got-
what did I say? It's minuscule. This is still minuscule.
How is it minuscule if they had to pause it?
check what the statistics are, bro. They didn't say like, oh, this shit is happening enough that
So why would they pause it? If it's not happening enough, why would they pause it?
Look up what they said. Their statement was that it's extremely rare.
Okay.
But even that, they don't want to take. I don't know. They don't want to fucking have that reputation. You think Johnson and Johnson wants to have a reputation?
I thought Johnson.
They've
Johnson
never made vaccines.
Wait. I thought Johnson Johnson was the one that paused it. I heard it was the government that made them pause it. Or the CDC or whatever.
Okay, yes. Whoever it was, CDC, fucking FBI, I don't know. But they're saying like we don't want to have the reputation of fucking larger amounts of blood clots. So they said let's stop this shit now. Let's wait and see until how many fucking blood clots ended up happening, and out of those blood clots, how many people are dead?
True.
You know, they don't want. They don't.
What
want
I'm saying is, how can you
their brand stained?
But still, it's already stained, bro. Their fucking products cause cancer. What are you talking about? They've been sued I don't know how many times because of their baby powder causing ovarian cancer to women. Their reputation is already stained as it is. So don't come in with that bullshit either.
I didn't even know that.
No, their reputation is stained as it is. That's why people didn't even want Johnson & Johnson vaccine either. Because of that. Their reputation is so stained because some of their products cause cancer.
I actually know people that were hyped about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
Well, they're weirdos.
And it's crazy because people flex those. They're flexing vaccines.
Because it's only a one-shot deal.
Yeah, there you go.
Because it's only a one-shot deal. Oh, I didn't get it once and that was it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fuck it, you know? Cool. Cool for you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But here's what I mean, where you ate your words. It's like, it doesn't like it was so minuscule if they made him pause it.
Well, I want to see the numbers first.
Why would they make them pause it? But doesn't that make you question? If it was that minuscule, why would they pause it?
It makes me question, yes. What other vaccines that we have in the U.S. Were
I haven't heard of the
blood clots?
I haven't heard of the Moderna getting paused. I haven't heard of the Pfizer one getting paused. All I heard was the Johnson & Johnson getting one paused.
Yeah, so I think that's what it is. It's just like these other...
Because I think the Pfizer one actually had serious side effects too.
What were those side effects?
I'm not really sure what it was, but I know that on the article I read, I think it was from the New York Times, so they didn't say what the side effect was, but that it was a very serious yet rare side effect.
Yeah.
But they didn't say what the side effect was. Obviously, New York Times, so they're probably not going to say it. But yeah, they still didn't pause it because they considered it very rare. I guess it wasn't that rare when it came to Johnson & Johnson.
Maybe Johnson & Johnson didn't want no more fucking lawsuits.
Who knows?
They've had enough lawsuits.
But it still doesn't look like it was a minuscule amount for them to pause the vaccine, right?
I see what you're trying to do. I'm not going to eat my words. I need to see numbers first. How many fucking blood clots, and out of those, how many people died?
Okay. Based off of what we're saying, no numbers.
I'm still not going to eat my words.
How not? Because you were talking about minuscule amounts.
Yes.
Clearly, it's not minuscule amounts that they're making if
What's
they're pausing the vaccine.
No. You don't know
I don't
that.
know. I don't
exactly,
know that.
You don't know.
But don't you think if
what
you're
if
pausing...
it's 5 and they're like, all it took was 5 for us to not want any more lawsuits? Fuck this shit. We're the FDC told them, yeah, dude, fucking take that shit out. We don't know that.
Yeah, I still don't see that.
You
honestly.
sound like you know numbers.
I don't know numbers.
You don't know numbers.
I'm telling you, I don't know numbers.
Okay.
And that's why I said it before. We're going off of not knowing numbers. That's what I said. So don't say, oh, you're going off like if I know numbers. No,
until you show me numbers, which I welcome.
Look them up. You got your fucking phone on you?
I'm not going to look this up right now.
Why not?
We'll look this up and we'll bring this up in the net.
No, fuck
Hell
you.
Yeah.
See, so now you want me to look like the fucking jackass.
You look like the jackass for trying to...
No, fuck you.
Trying to
you're
come at
you're
me.
making
You look like the jackass for trying to come at me and trying to get me to eat my words.
Fuck you.
Who does
because
that,
you
bro?
don't want to eat your words,
fucking
bitch.
James O'Keefe.
Fuck you. I'm not James O'Keefe. I wish I was. You know? I'd be dressing like a pimp right now.
He's a pretty cool guy. I'm not
You're
going to lie.
pretty cool motherfucker. That's a compliment.
The only reason why I'm not going to eat my words yet is because I don't know the numbers.
I don't know them either. But what I'm basing it off is how you were going like, oh, bro, it's a minuscule amount, bro. Well, clearly, that minuscule amount is not so minuscule if they pause the fucking vaccine.
It could still be minuscule. By minuscule, I mean just like extremely
Bro, how many vaccines have they given out that have minuscule amounts of side effects?
They were approved, though. They were approved by the fucking FDA.
That were approved and were still passed out.
Yeah, but once they're approved...
Clear example. Pfizer got passed out. Moderna got passed out.
I don't think those guys are going to face any lawsuits because...
I think... why would Johnson & Johnson...
Because they were the last two from all those
but they got approved,
we just
did they
mentioned. We don't know that. Operation Warp Speed, Trump had to come out and basically convince these companies. The administration had to tell them
to start making it. Yes,
get on this shit. We're gonna work on something like a deal we can come up with to where you don't have to face legal ramifications for fucking people growing a leg out of their head or something.
How are we so sure fucking Johnson & Johnson didn't get the same protection?
The date that those shits rolled out. It's way later than fucking Moderna and Pfizer.
But still, how are we so sure that doesn't apply to them? What if they got offered the same thing and they were just like, okay, well, it's gonna take us longer because we want to look for a 1-shot thing, not a 2-shot deal.
Who knows? I don't know that. I don't know
There's
that.
a possibility of that too, right?
Yeah, of course there's a possibility. What I want to know is the numbers. In order to read my words, which
so then
I'm
just
open
look them up.
I need to know the numbers. How many people got blood clots, and blood clots. Out of the blood clots, how many people's lives were threatened, and out of those, how many people died?
So I guess only 6 women so far. 6 out of more than 6.8 million people who received the vaccine in the U.S. developed blood clots. 1 person died, and another is in critical condition. You think that's actually true, though? Why would they passed it out to 6.9 million people, and the FDA actually approved it, but now the FDA and the CDC paused it. So this was FDA approved too.
Because that one death, watch how, who knows what they're trying to fucking stop? Maybe media depravity?
I don't know. 1 person died.
How many people have to die for CNN?
I don't know.
And watch.
Okay, you got numbers. Are you gonna eat your words now, motherfucker?
Tell me again how many people got vaccinated?
6.9 million.
6.9 million. And 1 person died?
1 person died, 1 person in critical condition, and 4 other people got blood clots.
Out of how many again?
6.9 million.
You're telling me less than 10 people out of 6.9 million people?
Yes. Why would they pause it?
Who knows? Legal reasons, maybe?
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Why would you dismiss that?
You just don't want to admit it, huh?
Why would you dismiss that?
I'm not dismissing that. It's just, you just don't want to admit it.
Should I want to?
I don't know if you want to.
If you were in my position, would you want to?
I wouldn't want to, but at the same time, I would.
Obviously,
I'll be like, all right, bitch.
Any fucking person with fucking like any, I guess.
Stop going around it, bitch.
Intelligence would not want to.
Stop going around it, motherfucker.
I can never imagine you in a position where you want to admit to something.
Not
right
at all.
now, I'm trying to say like, what do I have on my side? It's 6.9 million people, and only 4 got blood clots.
6 got blood clots.
6 total.
1 died.
6 got blood clots alone. 1 got it enough to where it was critical, and 1 got it enough to die.
So
it doesn't seem like enough for me to fucking eat my words. If it's 6 people, that's like 1 for every million.
But they still paused it. So let's say if it is the 6 people, according to them it says 6 people.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they pause it if it's a minuscule amount, like you said it before? Doesn't look like it's that minuscule if they only if they paused it after just 6 people.
I don't know. I'm trying to think, bro. I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together. Maybe they don't want lawsuits. Maybe they're gonna take a phase.
How? If they're going off of Operation Warp Speed.
We need to read the fine print in Operation Warp Speed. Have you read it?
No, I haven't. I honestly haven't.
Yeah,
no,
me neither.
I haven't.
You see, so I'm not just so quick to fucking throw myself under the bus. I also want to know, like, hey, what wiggle room do I have here? You gotta respect it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not just.
I just feel like you're being a fucking.
For anybody
sneaky
watching,
little bitch in the grass.
Why sneaky little bitch in the grass?
Because I don't know.
So far, what do you got me on? Like, present the case for anybody watching.
I already presented the case. All I said is before you were talking about like how you were fighting for the vaccines when we were arguing about it, the whole vaccine passport.
Yeah, but I'm
bullshit.
not for vaccine passports.
I know you're not. But when we were making the argument about it, you sounded like you were for it. I'm not saying you are for it.
Do you know why?
You sounded like you were for it, just to be against me.
No.
And just to make the argument. That's beyond the point. I'm not gonna get back into that.
But I am.
No. Don't even get back into that. That's
I'm
not
going
even,
to.
No, because that's not even the point.
But
we're
I'm
gonna
going
start.
to.
No, see, we're gonna start.
I'll make another point.
Okay, make it after.
All right.
Right now we're sticking to this one. And then you were talking about, and I said, people are afraid because of the side effects. And you're like, bro, it's a minuscule amount of side effects, bro. You really think that they'll stop it? And I was like, there's a possibility. And then you were like, nah, I don't see it. Like, I don't see it because it's a minuscule amount of side effects. After I mentioned the Pfizer one. And you were like, yeah, bro, that's one of the only cases so far that they've mentioned. I was like, yeah, you're right. But still, people are going to shrug it off because of that. And then, well, lo and behold, I guess it got serious to the point where people are actually not pausing that vaccine.
Hold on. I think I get what you're trying to say. I think I get what you're trying to say. I thought you were coming from a different angle.
No.
But just, like, give it to me simply. Well, I think I understand what you mean now. What is it that I'm supposed to get my words on? Because I think I'm about to. I think I get what you mean now.
About basically how people don't want to get vaccinated because of the risks of the vaccine.
I see what you mean.
That. You were saying like, oh, well, the risks are minuscule or whatever. It doesn't look like it's minuscule. They actually paused the vaccine.
I stand by. I still think it's minuscule, but I think a lot of people are not going to get it because of this shit. Yeah,
because of now.
I see what you mean now.
That's what I meant. What the fuck do you think I was trying to say?
I think you were trying to tell me like, oh yeah, bro, it's enough to fucking pause it or whatever. Because I'm like, bro, I mean, look, take away how you may feel about the people. I wouldn't want this to happen to my mom. I don't think.
No.
But we're going numbers wise.
Yeah.
Because last time, what were we bickering about? Let's call it bickering. I think that's what it really was. It wasn't like fucking bitching.
It wasn't a constructive debate.
We were bickering about how. Let me not lose my train of thought. Like for COVID vaccines, we're trying to. Who do you want to protect? The minority of people or the majority?
Yeah.
Who would you risk? It's stupid to risk the majority to save a few.
Yeah.
You want to risk most, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I was like,
no, you want to risk few.
Oh yeah. You want to protect. You want to protect most. You want to risk the least possible.
Yeah.
So when I was doing that, I was like, let's. I was kind of trying to get you to toy with it. Like, let's have. One of the main reasons, I didn't want to come out and say it. But I was like, we call ourselves a thought experiment podcast. We have to have a thought experiment. I'm not for, like, a COVID passports.
Yes.
But I'm like, we can't just brush off it. We might have good content here. Let me fucking, kind of
No, yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I'm willing. I was like, I'm willing to let this shit get heated because I also get your points. It's kind of, I'm more leaning to where you're coming from. But that's what I was like. I've worked in a restaurant, so let me take that position. It's the same person that could be checking for it. I said can go and do other bullshit, But I get what you mean now about hell yeah. A lot of people are not gonna fucking take it because of what's going on with the side effects.
Yeah.
Which I don't. I mean, maybe they're terrified of what they might unmask in the coming days, weeks, and months.
There's a possibility. I agree. But if you guys are fucking thinking about getting the fucking vaccine now or change your mind on that shit, let us fucking know in the comments, man. But with that said, I think it's a good time to end it there.
Yeah.
So if you guys liked it, hated it, and are gonna get the vaccine, let us fucking know.
I've been J40.
Sickly.
He's been sickly. You guys have been cool. Pretty cool guys. Pretty
so
cool
far,
girls.
We got a lot of good feedback. We're at 20 subscribers, motherfuckers. Keep it up.
You guys better be
Don't
nice.
forget.
You guys better be nice to us.
Yeah. And Screwball, we're still waiting on the fucking sponsorship, you assholes.
Screwball got to sponsor us. Oh, I want to thank today's unofficial sponsor.
Unofficial sponsor?
The Goonermeister.
Oh, Goonermeister, shout out to you.
And that's
thank you for unofficially sponsoring it.
And that's it.